a left, right out. Man, I just went past a gas station here. I'm currently in the Midwest, and it was already $4.99. Which I was thinking about what I was going to talk about, and I don't even know what to say anymore. Like, this is incredible. And to hear people say, well, why are you complaining about gas prices? Why there's people to a certain extent, if it was that black and white, if somehow me paying higher gas prices somehow affected lives over there in hapstance way, then I could somewhat justify that argument. But it doesn't, man. What's going on over there is going on over there. I'm sorry, I wish I could go over there myself and help save people, but you can't. What happens when this stuff when we issue sanctions that aren't necessarily, what good are they? Sanctions tend to drive people to a cause. So like World War II Japan, we kind of facilitated that attack on Pearl Harbor by the oil embargoes against Japan. I know it's hard to hear that, but that's what happened. In this case, you can almost make an argument for sanctions on a really loose government that's could easily be toppled. But you have a pretty solid government in Russia. It's a first world nation, large military, industrialized nation. It doesn't work like that. If you put these sanctions, which we are, these sanctions will tend to either solidify, because they have propaganda over there too, if you haven't realized, we got it over here. So just think about what they're thinking. These sanctions will either solidify the majority of them to a cause behind putting the rallium. Hey, the West is against us. We need to do something. Look at these guys are trying to, destroy our way of life. Just like we're getting done over here. But so what happens is these sanctions affect, not only do they solidify people's points of view, usually to rally against an opposing force that could be blamed for them, but they tend to drive countries in the war if you take away the essential assets, which I don't think this one will. It might be a contributing factor if we get in a war, but it's not necessarily, because what is it doing? Hey, we're not going to buy your oil. Wow, so then we can just keep it and trade with it. Maybe we'll sell it to China or India or Turkey or Brazil, or even though they have, maybe they don't have the refining capabilities, so maybe do gasoline. But otherwise, look at the price. You complain. Biden them there. Oh, look at the ruble's crashing. Well, also look at the price of gas over there. You're trying to affect an economic war by allowing them to keep more of their resources, making it more economical for them to keep those resources there. The Russian citizen, that's helping them out a little bit, but the whole Apple Pay, the whole McDonald's, all it does is create discontent among them. If anything, you're affecting them, the populace, instead of the actual Russian government. Who gives a shit, right? I'd rather do something that affects the government itself. Now, that's a whole. I can't say like somehow we supplied the military arms or something, and you can take that away, or you put sanctions on arms, whatever deals or something that would affect them and not the people there. Because look what's happening over here. The same thing that they're saying is putting pressure on Russia, they've been doing over here, and now it's accelerating. But in our sense, it's like, oh, you're sacrificing for the freedom. It's like, well, the essential same thing is happening over here. Shortages, rising prices, only I guess over there, because the rising supply is probably being offset by the ruble, so you're probably having a steady price of fuel. I haven't really kept up. It's hard to get any data from over there anymore because everything's so cut off. Journalism, everybody's been cut off. But over here, you're just seeing skyrocketing prices everywhere else because of money printing. But then you're also having it because of now you're messing with the supply curve on the supply and demand chart. You're messing around with that by cutting supply out, whether it be oil, whether it be food stocks. Because now we're dealing with a huge fertilizer wheat producer. Hey, let's stop dealing with that. or let's stop dealing with them, and maybe we can, and without figuring out your own supply chains first. Usually if you're going to do something like this, you need to replace it with something else. But here, let's cut 3 to 10% of our oil and not have a plan of action to stave that off, or have another additional supply of oil. We're just going to release them the strategic oil reserve. They'll, it's like a fart in a skillet. It's gone before it's even there, because it's only like a couple days. And then you also taking it out of the strategic oil reserve, which is there just in case we're in war and our supply, we have supply disruptions. Then you go around begging. Anyway, these sanctions are essentially sanctions upon the Russian people and the American people. All right? So we're feeling it now. People are going to start hurting. And all these people, just buy an electric vehicle. Like, who has 40 grand to throw around? I mean, maybe you could carve some of that out of your couple $1 trillion omnibus bill to buy electric vehicles for everybody instead of pissing it away somewhere else. I don't know. I mean, just a thought, even though that's not economic, but it's just as insane as them doing whatever the hell they're doing in the bill currently, right? But man, I don't even know where I was going with that. I'm at a loss for words. And then people telling you to do certain things. Oh, it's okay. I'm willing to pay an extra couple dollars. I'm already paying a couple extra dollars since this jackoff came into office and started blowing shit up in this country. I'm already paying more, and now I'm paying even more. For some of us, at least over half the country, when you raise the price of gas, especially when you double it, it affects us actually making a living, putting food on the table. Not to mention the supply disruptions in some of these the food storages, or going to the Walmart and all the pasta is gone. Hard to get that, and bread. And wait till the bread thing happens, because now we got wheat prices going up. We got wheat supply that's going to be taken off. All right, and then you take that in with the fertilizer shortage. Not that you need a whole lot of fertilizer for wheat, at least in my knowledge of a lot of dry. Either way, regardless, you're going to have some even more. I don't even know what these guys are doing anymore. These guys are so out of touch with reality. I don't care if you got a green agenda or not. The best thing to do, even if you have that, is to allow the free market to drive itself that way naturally, not by causing these disruptions on purpose. It never works out, because then you cause harm, you cause unrest, you cause people's lives. Because you think that you're affecting the Russians over there, you're going to cause massive like I said, food shortage, but you're going to cause massive amounts of death, not just for over here. I mean, there's going to be a lot of more people going into states of disrepair, malnutrition, just because it's hard to get food over in the States. I know I'm saying it for a lot of us. It's hard to get food at a reasonable price anymore. But because at first you see shortages, and then you're going to see price increases as the market adjusts. But anyway, wait till you go down to like places like Africa or South America, and then you're going to see devastation beyond what more famines and things of that nature. Because since we are the reserve currency still of the world, what we do or how we act, which we've been acting a fool, it affects other people. So I'm not even talking about monetary policy. I'm just talking about, this does tie into that, but just this whole thing is just absolutely insanity. I cannot believe we still have almost 3 years of this administration. We've only been here for a little over a year, and this is what we're going through. For God's sakes, what is going on? This is the craziest thing. And this stuff didn't even happen under Obama. I don't even know what's this is, I'm at a loss for words at how utterly just out of this fucking world these people are. They don't even live in this country, I don't think, anymore. Or they're so insulated, they have no idea how at least, a half, I'd say 2/3 to 3/4 of the country is feeling right now. They're in their little echo chambers. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Peace. Talk to you later.